Hello, everyone, and you're very welcome to the information page on the menstrual cycle coaching and facilitation professional training. I'm recording this video for you to give you some clarity about what the program is, and it'll hopefully help you to make a decision whether you want to sign up or not. I know there's a lot of information on my website and in the information course curriculum as well. But I know some people prefer to watch video or to listen to audio, so this video presentation is for you. So you're very welcome, and it's lovely to meet you. Some of you might already know me from my podcast and from my work, or maybe you have found me on the internet recently. So it's lovely to have you here, and hopefully I will be able to answer some of your questions in this video. So the menstrual cycle coaching and facilitation professional training is a 6-month group learning journey to support you to integrate menstrual cycle coaching into your practice or existing career, or to support the start of your menstrual cycle coaching journey. So there's a lot of different types of people that come on the program, people who are who've journeyed this work personally for themselves and just want to stay in that personal space, and as well people who want to bring this work out as a professional. This course is accredited with the International Practice of Holistic Medicine, and you do also get a certificate and 60 continuous professional development points as well upon graduation. So who is this for? So this training is for coaches, people who are already working with people, facilitators, teachers, educators, and then nutritionists, therapists, school teachers. So any kind of helping profession or care provider profession. This is for you if you're looking to integrate this work into your existing work. This also for people who are just eager to enter the field, eager to enter menstrual cycle coaching, or you might want to train in a different area after this. This can also be a good start place for you to begin with in this space. And then also people who are just eager to really deepen their own personal journey in this work. You're also very welcome to. You don't have to have clarity on what it is you're going to do with this course. I've done that before myself. I've taken courses, professional trainings that I felt really drawn towards and didn't really quote unquote use them, but they inform my own personal journey and now my professional space. And you're very welcome as well. And then we've also had fitness coaches, we've had nurses and medical professionals, parents, energy healers, spiritual healers as well. Come on the program and learn all about menstrual cycle coaching and facilitation. So just some practicals. The course structure, it's a 6-month program. We have a very limited number of 30 spaces. And the way it works is we have monthly Saturday lectures. So those Saturday lectures are the majority of the afternoon, but we do have breaks. I work with breaks every hour, and there's a lunch or dinner break as well, depending on where you are in the world. And that's just once a month on a Saturday. Those are recorded. If you miss a little bit or part of the lectures, you can catch up on the recording. Then we also have small process groups. So those are small study groups in between the lecture days, where you meet with your group once a month as well. And those calls are just for 2 hours once a month on a weekday. And there's multiple days and times for you to choose from, and you can pick a time that works for you and your time zone. The purpose of the process groups is for you to discuss and explore the content that we are learning in the lectures. It is a place for you to bring your own process your own relationship with the material and journey it with the group. It's a place for you to receive and practice coaching skills as well with the other participants, and to be in a group dynamic, a smaller group dynamic. It's a bit of a focus group, and a lot of learning comes out of the small process groups. There's no real formula to the process group. I do have structure, obviously, but it's also up to you what you'd like to bring and what you'd like to get out of the group too. And then we have something called a listening partnership, which is an optional support that you have during the course, where you are paired with another participant and you set up a listening partnership with your peer. Now, that is optional because everyone has different time and capacity limitations in their lives, but it is something is recommended because we practice a lot of active listening skills in this course. and supporting, listening to our clients and supporting them in their own capacity and their own journey with this work. And that's a great skill that you can really, really hone in your listening partnership. So it's a really, really great resource to have. You don't have to do it very regularly. You can set your own time and boundaries with your partner depending on what your needs are and your capacity in your life. But it is recommended. There's also an optional coaching session with me with another peer where you can have more in-depth coaching from myself and from your peer together, and we'll work in a little trio for an hour. So that's also available. And then we're also including additional coaching practice sessions into the course as well. That will be about once a month. There'll be an hour optional call that you can join just to do some coaching practice if you're someone who really wants to practice the coaching skills. And before we begin the lectures, so the lectures begin in October, but we do have a meet and greet Zoom call with your cup of tea, a cup of coffee, or your lunch on the 30th of September. And it is requested that you join us there for introductions. And then you can see the dates for the lecture days at the bottom. So the curriculum in this course is very comprehensive. The first two topics there, menstrual cycle awareness and nervous system and polyvagal theory, those are the two pillars upon which I base all my work. We're really diving deep into the teachings of menstrual cycle awareness alongside the nervous system work and trauma-informed work and something called the polyvagal theory, which is essentially the neuroscience of the nervous system, and where those two pillars intersect, because for women and people with menstrual cycles, our nervous system will shift and change as well throughout the course of the month. So those are the two important things that we're learning for ourselves and for our client and group work as well. And then underneath that, we have all the other topics that will come up too. So we're looking at hormones and the endocrine system. We're looking at trauma. We are looking at pain science and pain psychology. That's a really big topic. We're looking at diet and lifestyle interventions. So those more practical, body-based topics. And then we're looking also at psychology. I do work from a very psychologically informed place in this work. So we do that a lot. And then the intersection of psychology in the menstrual cycle, the inner critic, creativity, even spirituality in the menstrual cycle. We even have a little look at the Celtic Wheel of the Year. And then we also look at how we can support clients who have gynecological, medical menstrual cycle conditions such as PMDD, endometriosis, PCOS. Really, how can we coach those individuals, and how can we coach and support our clients through those difficult life experiences? And then other things that come up can be something like, a lot of clients I personally work with would be supporting them navigating the medical system, finding their voice, speaking to their doctors, that kind of thing. So it's a very broad list of topics. And I do work with an emergent process too. So it's not limited to this list. Sometimes other topics come in and it can evolve and change because I'm working with the group as it is live itself. There is no fixed formula for menstrual cycle coaching, really. So therefore, I don't teach in that way either. I try to be as present as I can to the group and what's showing up in the room. And with that said, we are looking at in this page, this is kind of more skills-based topic. So what is trauma-informed coaching? I had someone on a webinar recently ask me about that. And essentially, that's all about supporting our clients with their own decision-making, supporting our clients with their own capacity, their own confidence, navigating uncertainty, etc. And then facilitation skills, that's a really big topic because a lot of people are wanting to do group workshops or workshops for teenagers or workshops for parents. And that's a really nice tool to have in this space. And group dynamics is really important. We're looking at that as well. And then how we can also integrate the values of menstrual cycle awareness into your practice or into your business too, because it wouldn't make sense if you were to learn all this stuff and then go and burn yourself out in the business world. If I'm really honest, I'm in the business world for quite a while and I've received a lot of business advice from various different people, but I always have to put it through my own filter of what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what is aligned with my business values, my values for my clients, what is aligned for my own nervous system, and to really be true to that. And that's how we build a practice slowly over time and then build a business around that. Okay. So a big part of this course that I'm always talking about is this idea of content versus process. So in the wellness world and in the women's health space, it's really exploded, and which is fantastic. And there's so many books and so many podcasts and places you can get all your information. And I'm sure you've probably yourself had your own personal lived experience with your own cycle difficulties, and you've educated yourself and empowered yourself and made life changes and lifestyle changes to support you. And while that's really great, and I've loved that too, sometimes the information can be overwhelming. And so when we're working with clients, we don't just want to be bombarding them with information that they already have access to or they might have already discovered. So we're looking at the difference between content, so information, and then process, which is our relationship with information and how we relate to ourselves in that information. So we're doing that in ourselves. We have our own reflective practice, and we're also supporting our clients in that too. So there's very much a lived journey in this course, your own process in this work. And something I also talk about a lot is really encouraging you to show up as you are. There's no point in me teaching on the nervous system if I'm, providing you a list of things that you have to take off to finish and you're going to stress out about. That is not what this course is. It's not about loads of assignments and meeting certain standards and hitting deadlines. It's quite the opposite. This is about learning to identify your needs, learning to follow the cues of your own nervous system and learn from a place of ease and pleasure in your nervous system, and learn from a place of nervous system regulation, feeling at ease. And that is difficult for a lot of people because a lot of us have, myself included, been raised and educated in very rigid academic structures where there are, certain standards to meet and criteria to achieve. But that isn't what it is here. So really what is required of you is you're showing up for yourself, your ability to meet your own needs, to be curious about them, to learn in a way that's right for you, to share in the group, to be in the group process, to be in your own process. Like I have there on the list, taking what you like and leaving the rest. That's really important because not everything in this course is going to be important or relevant to everyone's business or practice. So you don't have to take it all on. And then contributing as well other things into the program. Critical thinking is something that I really encourage. I don't want it to be a place where we all agree with each other all the time. That will probably happen, but if there's differences of opinion or different experiences, that it's important that people feel safe to share that, because we'll learn so much from each other when we really listen deeply. That's why I keep the groups nice and small. And again, learning from a place of ease and showing up as you are. And I'm really proud to say that a lot of my graduates from last year and the year before really did journey that. They really did lean into what it is to learn from a place of ease and follow their own needs and their nervous system and not give themselves a hard time for not being perfect and not showing up perfectly. And that's when we do that, when we really start to build our own relationship with our own nervous system and menstrual cycle. When we as facilitators and practitioners really deeply and with a lot of integrity embody that and live that, that's better than anything. And you'll be able to be such a great coach or facilitator or healer or therapist for your own clients because you're really in your integrity and embodying this work in the way that's right for you. So with that said, as I said already, we do focus a lot on coaching skills in this program. You could just go out and read loads of books about hormones and the menstrual cycle and, take other courses in that. But I personally and professionally have seen the best results come from coaching skills that are very aligned to this work, that are very aligned to the feminist values of menstrual cycle awareness and trauma-informed practice, and that we're really supporting clients in their own agency and their own power. So I'm going to give you a really quick example with these two visuals. So in my own practice, my therapy practice, my coaching practice, I specialize in working with people who have been around the block, who've been to a lot of medical practitioners, but they're still struggling. And so when I think about that ideal client, that client often has maybe fear. They might have a lot of urgency about needing to fix because it's really, they're suffering a lot. They might have a lot of anger, maybe towards themselves, maybe towards the medical system, which is often the case and, understandable. They will have had trauma. And as a result of all those things, they have difficulty trusting another support person. They might not be sure where to go. They might have internalized blame or shame. They would feel lost and stuck. They're looking for answers and looking for more information, or they might have even given up on looking for more information. Okay, so there could be some hopelessness as well. So that's the client as just an example profile. And then the practitioner is someone who's done a course. And very often the types of people who do this work and sign up to these certifications, we do have, myself included, the personality of wanting to help and wanting to, just wanting to help people. So we that this side over here is a lot of fight or flight energy. And this is kind of an example of how I'm going to be working with you in the program, is really demonstrating these dynamics. So this side over here is a lot of what's called that fight or flight energy, survival response energy, which is really understandable. And it shows up in the relationship with the coach or the practitioner or even the doctor. And what happens is, unless the practitioner is aware of what's going on over here and able to work with it, it's going to get transferred over and it's going to impact the relationship and therefore impact the work. Okay. So what my speciality is helping you to navigate this invisible space in the world of menstrual cycle awareness and nervous system work. Okay. So we as coaches tend to be people who we're looking for the right information because this person's in a lot of fear and they're needing the answers. We're looking for the right course. We want to make sure that we're confident coaches and we can get the right results. And then we go into worry, panic, our inner critic gets triggered. We get imposter syndrome, and then we're not clear on our role. It's like, what's my role? I can't guarantee that this person I can help this person. How do I help this person without, overloading them with information? So we're not clear on our role. We're not clear on our direction. However, we know the value of this work because we've embodied it and we've learned something. And we've had a personal lived experience with it, but we can internalize this stuff because we've done our own inner work, but it's like we don't know how to help other people in their own process. Okay, so that's where this course comes in, and the coaching skills in this course come in. I help you navigate this space. So if this client is in here and we're stuck internalizing it, what happens? There's a dysregulation. We have a stressed client and we have a stressed practitioner. Stuff is getting shoved under the carpet. We're not really talking about what's going on. There's a lack of vulnerability. Okay. And so when we can work with the middle space and support the client with this entangled stuff, then we can help them a lot better. Okay. And the way we do this in this program is we think a lot about well, actually, before I get to that point, I'm going to just say, what's the result if we're two dysregulated, stressed people, client and practitioner? The result is confusion, overwhelm. Client blames me, the coach, you, the coach. There's stress, and they're not really getting results, and they're not really getting their value for what they're paying you for. Okay, so what we need to do as professionals, as practitioners, as coaches, as therapists, is to think about what this question here. What's actually needed? Is the client needing loads of information about hormones? Maybe they'll need a little bit of education, right? But actually what I found that my clients need is they need help with regulating their nervous system. They need co-regulation. So they need you as a practitioner to be able to regulate your own nervous system. They need a practitioner who can help them navigate uncertainty, because no one has figured out the answer to menstrual cycle problems. And if they have, we would know it. There's loads of books being written and people are still struggling. So there's a huge amount of uncertainty in women's health, and it's supporting them with those emotions that are in that. And we help the client building capacity in their life and in their nervous system. We help the client with decision making, with trusting themselves, with maybe some self-acceptance as well, with their agency, their access to their own internal power. And through that, they start to develop hope. They start to heal shame. They start to heal trauma. They start to heal the inner critic. We need to help them understand internalized systems of oppression. For example, maybe there's gender imbalances in the household, or again, imposter syndrome, which impacts women and a lot more people who are socialized as women as well. And support the client with accessing their adult self, taking personal responsibility, and building supports in their life, right? These are all like invisible skills that we are helping clients with. These are not things, there is no how to, this is how you do it, right? But I am in this program really focusing on supporting you with your clients. Me as the facilitator of this program, I'm always thinking about your clients, your students, the children you're going to be working with, the companies, the organizations you're working with, and trying to keep all this work in integrity from that trauma-informed, needs-based approach, okay? And the result is, what I've seen in my own client practice is healing in quite a short space of time, because we're working in this space here. We're looking at getting results. People are achieving inner peace, and they have a good connection to themselves, their menstrual cycle, and their nervous system, and they're no longer guessing their way through life, right? So with all that said, we are a skills-based certification. We're focusing on building a practice over building a brand. Yes, branding is important. As you can see, I have my branding colors, and I love having a brand. But what's more important is you're building your professional practice first, and that can be a little slow, but there's a lot of authenticity in that. We're thinking about trauma-informed decision-making. We're thinking about who are you in your business, and how can you show up as you in this work and bring this work out in the creative way that you want to and can. And also, very importantly, because I know a lot of you are struggling or have ability issues, or are choosing to be self-employed because you struggle to be in the workplace, thinking about your own capacity and your own humanity and making business decisions so that you can have a sustainable business that supports you. And integrity at the core of all of this. Okay, so integrity meaning your needs are being considered, your client needs are being considered, your business needs all being considered when you make decisions in your work. So I suppose it makes sense after I've just explained all that, but I don't work with a fixed formula. I'm not offering you this is how you coach people. I'm offering you skills and processes and models and tools so that you can build your own formula for every single client. Every client I work with in a very different way. So with that said, the program really is about supporting you to help your clients navigate uncertainty, supporting you to confidently step into leadership, and so that you're not reacting to imposter syndrome by needing to always do another course or learn something. You can confidently show up in that relational space with you and your clients. And in the systemic space, understand the systemic cultural, sociocultural space that we're working in. It's going to support you to help you identify client needs and help your clients identify their own needs and take responsibility for them. And then all of that, learning from a place of ease and regulation in the nervous system, and accepting your own needs and humanity as a business owner and as a practitioner. Therefore, because of all that in this program, we do have a structure, but you also get to decide your process for you. There'll be certain decisions that you have to make in the program in terms of what topics you want to lean into, and whether you do the assessment or not, for example, and I'll go into more detail about that in the program. So there is a little bit of uncertainty with that emergent process, for good reason. And the group is also encouraged to self-organize and support each other. And it has been, I've seen a lot of friendships form in the group, and that's been really, really lovely. And I know a lot of my students from the years previous are still friends, and we do have a graduate Facebook community and newsletter as well. And as I said before, difference is welcome. Difference and diversity is welcome and encouraged, because that's what we need in this space. We need differences of experience and opinion. It's a really, really important part of group learning. Regular reflective practice and space to show up as you are. So the outcomes, These are outcomes I have witnessed over the time that I've been working in this space and training professionals. So I've seen really my graduates really deeply embody this work and embody the work of menstrual cycle awareness and nervous system regulation, um, just to a very impressive level. And they're like living their life with a lot less stress and building out their work from a place of feeling better in their body and in their nervous system. They have a strong connection to their own inner compass for decision making and their intuition, a really clear understanding of trauma informed menstrual cycle coaching. They feel confident in that relational space in the clients. They're not second guessing themselves as much, or feeling confused with clients. And I've seen a lot of people as well, even though this is a professional training program, a lot of my clients have seen a reduction or healing in their own cycle symptoms. And that's been very inspiring. And then a strong connection to their own power, agency, their sovereignty. And also, what I love is an appreciation for the unknown and mystical side to this work, the creative process, spirituality, mindfulness, clarity on what your practice will look like and how it will begin, and feeling you in your work, letting yourself feel free to be yourself and not feel like you have to be someone else, or that you have to showcase your image, or look a certain way or be a certain way to work in this space. Because I know that's very present in the women's wellness space, but that's not something that really, I'm really encouraging you to be yourself and show up as you are in the way that you feel comfortable. So to apply for the program, we are for this year, we do have the applications are coming in very quickly. So if you know that you want to join us, do make sure that you fill in your application form as soon as possible. So that's the first step. Fill out the application form, and you can find the link for that below. Then you'll receive a response from us. And once you pay your deposit, your space is then confirmed, and then you choose your process group, and then we begin the course. And this year we are starting on the 18th of September 2023. And for pricing, so the total cost of the program is €3,000, and we do accept payment plans. So you can either pay in full or in installments of 3, 6, or 10 months. And there's no extra charge for payment plans. And we're also asking for a deposit to confirm your space of €600, which you can either pay in full or in 2 installments. You will receive some paperwork. So you will receive a quote and a contract to sign and an invoice for your accounts. And currently because I'm in Ireland, I'm registered with the Irish tax system. This particular program is VAT exempt because it falls under vocational training in Ireland. And then after the course, some people were asking about this. We do have, as I said, I have some supervision groups available so that you can get extra support from me. And there are also mentoring days. We have a Facebook alumni community. And as I said, a lot of students are staying in touch and listing partnerships. And I've had suggestions to host retreats, which I'm looking into in the future. As a student, you will receive a welcome pack in the post to your door, which will contain a class manual. You will get a copy of my menstrual cycle tracking journal as well, and a surprise gift from us. So just a few testimonials. This is from Elizabeth from last year. So she says, Lisa's course was completely transformational for me. It not only deepened my understanding of aspects of myself, like my cycle and my nervous system, what a gift, but it also transformed my understanding of what it means to be a coach. I feel much more grounded in ethical, business, trauma-informed process work and body-based wisdom. I think everyone who wants to coach others in this field should have this kind of foundation. I highly recommend Lisa's course to anyone who is looking for a one-of-a-kind nervous system approach to menstrual cycle coaching and facilitation. So that was Elizabeth, who's based in the USA. So we'd love for you to join us. There is no one right way to be a menstrual cycle coach. It really is a very creative journey. I really do stand by it being a skills-based practice, and it's a very different way of working in the coaching space to life coaching, because we're really acknowledging the cyclicality of women and people with menstrual cycles. And that's an important thing to consider in not just in the body, but in also how we work and the relationship. So this is about supporting your clients to reclaim their power. It is a journey do join us. We'd love to have you. And we also have a lot of fun. So we hope to see you there. And thank you for listening.